the external Fenrir, stops the route, and there's the Valk
Such a good one.
stops that approach. There's the eyes on it, and there's the grenade. There's no real stopping that. Oh, the pop up around the back though. Hello, Alamau. The sneaky player, the Valkyrie, revealed at the end like the problem for the twist. Pre-fires the angle. Efak and Shaiko win out fights apiece. Alamau's able to get LMs. They have the kit above the hatch. There's loads of health beyond 5. Who's going to get this first scrape? Virtue. Great take. It's a lot of pressure now onto Shaiko. The first fight doesn't come his way. They've ring around Rosie the other way around. They're still holding on to Laundry. They don't need to get it. Alamau, with the title of G2, takes the first round.
Gets that kill. Now, some spots coming through. Likafak already very close up towards the door. And Shiro going for that plant. A C4 just flew over. Didn't quite get the kill. So another attempt will be made. Benja looking to see if he can get the back of him. But that won't quite succeed. And it's only up to Rinshiro now. And a flawless round for G2 to lock off that round here up on the top floor.
Shiro takes a lot of damage as Alamau tucks himself just inside showers. If they don't know that he's here. Oh, he didn't hear the hop, but he still gets the kill. Finds Efak, tries to tuck himself into a new position. They've dropped inside kitchen. There's the fight, and it's Alamau's for a triple. Will he get any more for the round? Shaiko gets one, Virtue gets another. Alamau's a bit hungry for it. Shaiko in the core of the site with the kit. Well, that's not active, so he can sort of get himself played here. Virtue could activate it if he really wants, but Alamau's really desperate for the fight. Virtue gets the end of it. I mean, Alamau 4 than 3 than 3. Sometimes they know about Uno moving back in. Here's the pressure I talked about. The drop on the hatch, the swing round on the back is well watched and is traded out. But generally, we've seen a bit more success come into the favor here of G2. They're ready to pop this. Doki has remained in his corner, and that's the risky thing because that push was built on the idea of we know that he's here. Efak wants to take the swing with the secondary, pre-fires and does a lot of damage with Shaiko getting Alamau and finally putting them out of their misery, but Virtue gets that trade-off. It's just Efak left, 20 seconds. There's a player either side of the door. They're pre-firing the angles to find the hope, and the kid is cold on the back end. It is an impossible sort of entrance here because you swing one way, there'll be a player on the other. He's able to find the first. At this point, it's just the tuck behind the shield. 9 seconds. Do they know where he is? They're hitting the hammer and Virtue.
That was way too close.
I mean, as Grace would say, it's risky biscuits. Grenade underneath. Wants to lean into the fight. If someone comes back round, Virtue does finally take a bit of damage. But there it is. Shaiko caught out by Uno. Virtue wins against the Lems. And for all my talk of this side attack, it's horrible. It's just not good. You feel it. It's horrible. You're in a situation. You're having to watch for jump outs and down to the pistol. And there's the pickup. Virtue obviously got that because of Benja throwing himself out a faraway window. But the fact that they can keep the hard breach stuck behind the white van, very separated from Renshiro on the double window, that late into the round. I mean, it's like pushing a player back into their own spawn. It's a little bit tragic of a round. This site, the blinds come through. They pop the Fenrir gadget. Renshiro wants to tuck on the corner, but they're low. They drop high. There's one more. Alamau, he's caught in the reload. At the same time, Benj is able to find a kill on the back end as well. Takes a lot of damage, but, you know, the 5 versus 3s. Now the 3 versus 2 versus the rotate round onto the back. They take the drop on the hatch, just miss it post-plant. BDS have the stage. Can they keep it?
It's up to G2 to try and find out where the plant is. The first kill goes away after the post-plant. Lems finds Benja. 1v3 for Virtue. He still hasn't died. We'll find one. No, someone is going to be around the stairs more than likely. But where is that second player that is still alive? That's the big question Virtue has right now. One outside, one unknown. Going for the shotgun, hoping to find it first. Oh, doesn't get it from the back. Playday shuts him down. And to get that lifeline on BDS's side, Virtue finally drops as well. And that gives him just that little bit of extra for the second half. They might not know he's in here. Flashbangs are coming through. Another grenade gets tossed in. Alamau takes a lot of damage as he starts pushing.
Now, as they're trying to get themselves tucked onto the corner, it's pretty much a blue kill feed here. And there's the end of it. Tucked in, tucked out. It was just a perfect execute. Doki watched Alamau die hilariously.
Even numbers. Need to find some more control. Shaiko finds Doki, but instantly Alamau found Likafak as well. So a bit of a 1-for-1 trade. Shaiko, aware of the fact someone came through at it, and finds him as well. In favor now, BDS with 40 seconds left on the clock. Uno gets the shot down, but not quite the kill. Shaiko seems to have activated this round.
I mean, you need him when you need him, don't you? 30 seconds, a 2 versus 1. Renshiro has the watch on the right-hand side of BDS. They get their second round, but they're obviously so far from being out of the woods. EFAC obviously steps into what was put before him. The C4 wants to go over the top, but he realizes how much pressure's there, so instead finds the fight, and there it is. Renshiro pops off, but Benja at least gets Shaiko. Virtue and Bride trade out body to 2 versus 2. 50 seconds, and EFAC finds a pocket of space onto the back of Freezer, leaving just a Monty. The man who sort of started all this pressure however long ago is eyeing up the idea of being the only end to it. Has to go 20 seconds and no health either side of him. He's doing the best that he can with the little he's got to work with. But look at that, they're just bullying him at this point, forcing themselves closer and closer and making him drop this and then pull back. There's still not the first, sprayed all around the man itself, but out of time.
Dig in a little bit deeper, but they seem to be aware as Elma has a camera onto Shaiko there. All they need now is just a player that can deal with it.
Well, can they deal with it? The drop of the hatch is the first catch for Shaiko. He's looking for the second. He shoots high and low, but Bride's the one that gets Uno on the back end, and they've got to try and just roll on by. There they are, dipping their toe into the site. They still have a bit of the vertical control and caught in the middle of a Fenrir mine. They're getting that smoky cover, and just slips on by Renshiro, but with 50 seconds, can they isolate a player? There is a ping, but Shaiko has the play. Virtue's removed from the board. They're angling themselves to the top of White Stairs, but the C4 pushes 4 into the favor of BDS.
It's better late than never.
Can they just get around this last corner? That's the sort of big cost, because they're deep diving. There's EFAC pushing to get 1. They lose the second, but quickly pick back up, and there, Alamau at least getting Renshiro on the back end. Bride's still underneath and locked out by Shaiko, who's really started to turn into a bit of a tour de force here. Through the remaining half of the game, the 3 versus 2. Benja is obviously, well, I was going to say inside the site, but without much help and support. Now he's not. Just leaving Virtue and a kit that's a little bit isolated. He's trying to get the swing onto Shaiko. Inside kids. He's concerned about somebody coming up underneath him because obviously Zulu was played before. They do have a player in that position. Pulls out the goo mine. Done more than enough. There's the last drop. There is 6-5.
Bride was just playing like a reverse boogie out there. He's playing right
stairs. They have Benja watching onto the hatch, drops into Freezer and tries to find a fight around the corner, but drops it out. Alems gets the lockdown, the shotgun's in. Bride pops out Alamau, and Uno's now dropped inside. He gets a partially blind man, a 3 versus 2. They still have the man advantage, but they have barely any time. Alems is watching the cross. Uno's going to see if they can get the plant. The C4 just doesn't quite get the full angle. They push down the corridor. Virtue and Bride trade either side, but it's Virtue that gets that final kill, and G2 just about get the game.
On the dying seconds, they managed to win it. That C4 forced them off. They go back on the plant. 3 seconds left, counting down, and the cover is there. G2, they are victorious. They take 3 points, and they put themselves on top of their group, shared, of course, of the previous winners.